the way you kind of worked your way in was at that Lucchese Bar and Grill.
Well, you remember what I go back to, you have to know your enemy. And the mafia has certain rules. Some rules will get you killed, some won't. A rule that will get you killed is you don't mess around with a mafia guy's wife, daughter, or girlfriend. That'll get you killed. And then going back again, you said, like, forget about it. Well, the mafia has a term, going on record, right? Now, you don't have to be a mob guy to say to know that. You just got to be a street guy. What that means is, hey, look, I want to go on record with you that, I've known Leo for 22 years, okay? So I used to hang out at this place. Not when I say hang out, I used to go into this place. The idea was to go into certain bars and restaurants, get my face seen, and hopefully get in conversation with people. And the one place I used to go to was Lucchese place. And one night a week, I don't remember, it was Wednesday, Thursday, the wise guys would have go in there and have dinner with their girlfriends, okay? And and I always used to sit at the bar, and I never had any conversation with the bartender other than what I was going to eat, because I'd go in there and get something to eat, and probably a bottle of Heineken. So this goes on for, maybe, I don't know, a couple months. And another thing too, when you're trying to infiltrate into the mob, you can't be pushy, you can't go in there and say, hey, I'm Donnie Brasco, I'm a jewel thief, But I go in there one night and everybody's in there except one guy. I noticed one guy isn't there. I'm at the bar, but the young lady that he was always with was there. She goes up, goes to the ladies' room, comes out, walks by and says to me, hello. I just say hi. When she goes back, I call the bartender over. Now, I know what his name is, but I don't call him by his name because I was never introduced to him. So I said, I just want to go on record. I did not initiate the conversation with that young lady. And he just
belonged to somebody else, right?
Yeah, he just nods. Well, to make a long story short, this happens like 3 or 4 more times. And each time she gets into more conversation. Now I can't blow her off because, I don't want to insult her or anything. But each time I call the bartender over and go through the same thing. I want to go on record that, I'm not interested in that young lady. She stopped her. So then finally, one day he just says to me, hey, he said, if you want to talk to her, go ahead. Her boyfriend went bye-bye. Well, as I like to say, they didn't send him to Disneyland, They whacked him.
Yeah. That was a good moment in the podcast, too. That was
But I tell him, hey, I don't have any interest. So now at least he knows I'm a street guy. And now we start talking about sports, talking about New York City, blah, blah, blah. And then one night he says, hey, you like to gamble? I say, yeah. He said, I'm going to an after hours joint after. You want to come? I say, yeah. So I go with him. And it's all mob guys there. Now, he doesn't introduce me around, but I'm okay because I'm with him. Yeah. After a couple more weeks now, I figure, well, now let me set the hook. I come in with a packet of diamonds. I put him on the bar. And I know now his name is Charlie because he introduced himself. And I says, I got to get X amount of money for this packet. And he doesn't say anything. He just takes it. A couple of weeks go by. Finally, he comes in one night and he said, Donnie, somebody left this envelope for you. And it's what I asked for. Now, when we go, at least now when we go to the games, now he introduces me as Don the Jeweler. Now, he figures I'm a jewel thief because
where else did you get that?
Where else did I get him? I didn't buy him. So that's how. And now then I start talking to guys. and I'd start talking to a Colombo guy. And
Was that Mira?
no, Colombo guy,
Oh, yeah.
I have a name of Jilly, and he was out in Brooklyn, and he says, "Hey, why don't you come out?" So I went out and I started hanging around out in Brooklyn with the Colombos for a few months.
And Joe, did you always wear a wire at every interaction? Did you record every call?
No. I only wore a wire on a couple occasions. I recorded phone calls with the mini cassette, but as far as a wire, and I only wore the mini cassette. I would take the mini cassette with me when I knew that I was going to get into conversations, like when I was given a contract. I basically knew why I was being called in. So, but no, because with these guys, every time you see each other, they hug, they kiss, But I had one of those Radio Shack mini cassettes, and I slipped it in my either in my cowboy boot or in my sport coat jacket.
Top of the line, Radio Shack. Yep.
Only the best.
Business.
And so then, and we're going to kind of breeze through this because I want people to listen to your show. I don't want to give it all away, but you got introduced to the mob by this bartender. I'm assuming that was not an accident. Your target was that bartender. He was your in to this world, right?
Yeah, exactly.
To listen to the full episode, go to Pretend Podcast. It's called The Real Donnie Brasco. And if you really like this story, I highly recommend Joe Pistone and Leo Rossi have their own podcast. It's covered, The Real Donnie Brasco. Thank you for watching, and make sure to subscribe.